Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the Biden administration takes a final stab at AI policy with an EO focused on infrastructure. And Melvin Brown II takes over as OPM's Chief Information Officer. It's Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get into today's top headlines. Days before the Biden administration is set to leave the White House, it issued Tuesday an executive order aimed at shoring up the nation's AI infrastructure, including through the operation of data centers, in an effort to ensure that the growing technology will be built and operated in the U.S. Specifically, the order outlines requirements for federal agencies, including the Departments of Defense and Energy, to identify sites that the government could lease to the private sector for the construction and operation of frontier AI data centers, as well as clean energy facilities to serve those centers. The order instructs those organizations to review competitive proposals to construct AI infrastructure on those sites. The order appears to be a direct response to AI companies such as OpenAI and Microsoft, which have emphasized the importance of investment in data center infrastructure to meet AI's massive data processing and training needs. In an October op-ed published in The Hill, Chris Lahane, OpenAI's head of global affairs, argued that investment in AI infrastructure could also benefit the U.S. by creating jobs, providing economic growth, and bolstering U.S. leadership globally. Again, the new order comes as the Biden administration enters its final week before Donald Trump is sworn in as president. While the actions for agencies are primarily focused on bipartisan issues like bolstering national security and economic competitiveness, its future is somewhat uncertain, as the Trump administration is poised to repeal and replace Biden's first executive order on AI. In other news, the Office of Personnel Management has a new top IT official. Melvin Brown II is now the agency's Chief Information Officer, following Guy Cavallo's retirement from federal service. Before his promotion, Brown was the Deputy CIO at the agency and served in that role since January 2021. In a written statement, an OPM spokesperson said Brown, quote, has been an integral leader in delivering many of OPM's accomplishments in modernizing IT. That includes the agency achieving an A score on its Federal Information Technology Acquisition Reform Act, or FITARA, scorecard, which tracks agency progress in multiple IT areas. Prior to joining OPM, Brown directed enterprise business management within the Small Business Administration's Office of the CIO and was a senior advisor to the Department of Homeland Security's Presidential Transition Office. In addition to his government service, Brown is currently a board member of the FinOps Foundation, an organization focused on promoting a collaborative approach to cost management of cloud services that involves both financial and engineering teams. Cavallo, who served as OPM's top IT officer since September 2020, officially left his role for retirement on Monday. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.